Rico Abreu is the single best personality we have in sprint car racing.
Who's better in a wing sprint car than Brad Sweet? Nobody.
Oh, Brad Sweet's off the track into the wall.
Whether or not the event pulled me in too many directions, the result wasn't what any of us wanted.
Off and running with the biggest event in California sprint car racing history. Corey Day shows the way down the back straightaway. Abreu is close. It'll be the biggest payday of his career. Corey Day wins the Gold Cup Race of Champions.
You definitely have to have a little different mindset and approach going into Port Royal. One of the bigger, wider, slicker half miles we race at all year.
You have the whole infield packed out, the grandstands are sold out, the Ferris wheels going on in turn two, $57,000 to win.
When the National Series shows up, it's always PA Posse versus High Limit.
They've been a group that have beaten outsiders that come into their state for decades.
Pennsylvania's gonna hate me, but I hate that place.
Oh, upside down time. And that car is mangled. Big time barrel rolling down the back straightaway.
Us local guys are committed to not letting outsiders come in here and win.
I'm gonna keep winning championships and talk a little along the way.
Let's go!
Oh, Brad Sweet's around in turn one.
Look at the PA Posse.
Our high-limit high rollers have rolled into enemy territory. The Posse is the strongest local racing contingent in the country, and their fans have a warm welcome waiting for the outsiders coming into town.
Pennsylvania has a lot of sprint car history. You know, it's probably the strongest local sprint car region in the country as far as car owners, talent, racetracks, kind of everything. Like, there's a lot of guys that race for a living just in Pennsylvania, and they don't leave that region.
You see this grandstand? That used to be very special. I used to be a usher for the grandstand. We used to sell seats. They'd have special seats. I don't know how it can grow anymore unless someone buys a whole town.
I was born right in the tan house with the brown roof on it there in the middle of the backstretch. I lived there till I was 5 years old, so I grew up looking out that bedroom window, and pretty much my whole journey's always been right here. Everywhere I've went in between, on the road and all over the place in my racing career, it started looking out that window, and one day a year it comes back here for the biggest race of them all for me.
Fastest half mile on the East Coast!
So going into Pennsylvania, you know, you're gonna have to deal with the Pennsylvania Posse. They are the most talked about regional faction in all of sprint car racing.
Go Logan, baby! Go Logan, he's taking it home tonight, big boy!
Lance Luis goes underneath the Bobby Rahal scoreboard for the final time.
A two-time Bob Weichert Memorial champion. His third win of the season, career win 122 is worth 29 large at Port Royal.
I've been around a long time. You know, next year's 40 years for me. So we've been fortunate enough to kind of lead the Central PA area with beating the Travelers when they come in. Hopefully, you know, we can keep doing that.
The Weichert's Livestock, number 29, will cash in with High Limit Racing. He wins the Bob Weichert Memorial. It's Danny Dietrich.
Yeah, I'm probably the realest sprint car driver in all of sprint car racing.
Make some noise for Double D, Danny Dietrich. The highest payday in this driver's career.
I don't like to sugarcoat nothing, you know, they tell it how it is. If you don't like it, oh well, I don't care. And the fans eat that up, and that's what makes it exciting for me.
Well, there ain't enough beer in Port Royal for this team tonight. Woo! That's how good it feels.
In my opinion, the guy to beat this weekend when it comes to the Posse members is going to be Anthony Macri.
There's been many nights that I've been told I was number one coming off the racetrack here, so.
Macri has never won the Bob Weichert Memorial. Can he do it? The checkered flag will fly. He goes back-to-back. His 7th All-Star win is at the Bob Weichert Memorial.
I feel like the fans are expecting you to, you know, keep the trophies and the money in the state and you know, ultimately to kick everyone that's not Posse in their terms.
They've got a really good local scene, that pays well, so that's why you see a lot of Pennsylvanian drivers not really travel, and they get picked on for not leaving the porch. But I think a big reason why they don't leave the porch is because they know they won't do good. So they can make a decent living doing it.
You're in these stands, 99.9% of these people are here for the PA Posse. They don't want to see Brad or Kyle or anybody that's out of town here come in and steal our money.
Us local guys are very committed, not letting outsiders come in here and win.
Port Royal. Pennsylvania's gonna hate me, but I hate that place. Man, I hate that place.
Trouble there, car number 4. Car flipping outside of the ballpark. The red flag is out.
Why are we taking it tonight, big dog? Those high limits ain't got on the posse.
I've got one, you know, Lance has a lot. These guys come into town and they're bringing their A game. They talk their smack and we talk ours, and we don't want to see them win at all.
And action.
Hey, Brad Sweet! Let's go! Brad Sweet! Small cat! Kitty litter!
Rabbit's a great word for Pennsylvania fans. They love their posse, and anytime that an outside traveling series is in there, there's definitely a rivalry between their locals and the invaders. And we're the invaders, so it's really fun to go into Pennsylvania and take their money and talk a little smack. So hopefully a high limit team and maybe even myself are taking some money out of Port Royal this year.
Welcome to PA Posse! Let's go!
Yeah, the PA Posse, I mean, he's getting better at Port Royal, and he's pretty much dominated the Grove, so he's coming for him.
There you go. Brent Marks. He's got to get his game on.
Here comes Marks looking for the lead out of turn 4. Brent Marks, your new historical Big One leader. $100,000 is going to Myerstown, Pennsylvania. Brent Marks wins the historical Big One.
I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm a part of the Pennsylvania Posse, and it's giving me goosebumps just talking about it right now. So I'm a proud Posse member.
Brent Marks, the silent assassin.
Marks, why the hell not? Tries the outside of the racetrack in turn number 4. One last time at a 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4. It'll be Brent Marks with the win. Wow.
If I'm angry at somebody at the racetrack, you'll see my anger come out in the race car.
Gets into the cushion. Right rear is going to hold on. He'll be the second Durst Dice Roll winner of the year. Brent Marks gets the win.
He wants championships. He wants big wins. He wants titles.
History made at Eldora in the 39th Kings Royal. Brent Marks, what a week! He wins $175,000.
Today is a big day for me, my wife, our whole family. So we're gonna be heading to the hospital soon to welcome into the world our new baby girl, Jocelyn. So that's gonna be really exciting.
Hi, it's John downstairs. Bailey Marks is here.
Really easy to check in, honestly, but we're both just really nervous. Just trying to be supportive for her, and it's been great though. We met our nurse and she's been fantastic.
You're a race car driver?
Yeah.
Do you worry a lot all the time? Oh my gosh.
Tuscarora 50 this weekend's not on my mind at the moment, so we are prepared if for some reason I can't be there Thursday. I'm not gonna miss the birth of my daughter, I will say that. So that comes first and racing will come second to that. I just have to make sure I do a good job as a husband and as her partner to be there and just to keep her calm and let her know everything's gonna be okay. So we're ready to go have this baby.
So going into Port Royal, things really changed out west, which is what a lot of us expected. You have Brad Sweet now up 200 plus points on Tyler Courtney, which really changes the championship battle down the stretch, being we have just a month of the season left. And we're coming to a track that Rico has always excelled at, but has never won at. And it's pretty wide open for the 5th and final high stakes charter spot this year between James McFadden in the Roth 83, Brent Marks and his Murray Marks 19, and Corey in the JMR 14.
Do you want a donut? Are you sure? Or I'll just eat the donut and you can watch. Just a donut for Dad.
No,
Bradley and Dad.
No, not me.
You want one?
Yes.
What? Where's your money? Did you bring your money?
Yep.
Where?
It's in my pocket.
It is not in your pocket.
I need a donut.
James as a husband he's a husband. He's a great dad. He's a fun dad. Sometimes a little too fun.
You can't tell Mum we're getting a donut before lunch.
Warrnambool.
Where's Warrnambool?
Down the road for us, just 2 hours away.
He's a dad that's gotten to spend a lot of time watching Mav grow up, which is absolutely a plus side of the life that we live on the road.
Here you go, buddy. Yeah, look at that smile.
Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
McFadden strikes in the third corner, takes the race lead away, slide to the racetrack, they get together. Courtney goes around. Tyler Courtney.
J-Mac, he's a bit psychotic. Probably one of the best Australian sprint car drivers that's, ever been.
James McFadden is on his way to victory here. James McFadden takes the win from Callum Williamson.
How cool is to win the first high limit race in Australia? Huge crowd. I've been coming to America for about 10 years now. Progressively got more and more, opportunities over here to race. So it's been a fun journey to get to the point we're at for sure.
Now Sweet, he gets into him. They get together. McFadden flips out of the ballpark in turn 4.
Hey, Dad, look.
What is it?
Bumper tie.
Crash into each other.
No, I don't want Maverick to be a race car driver. I've seen him in a go-kart and that was scary enough.
Everyone back home, Zoe, Mav, I'm all good. We'll live to fight another day.
I don't know a lot of Australians, but when you hang out with James McFadden, you're like, I bet I could be friends with everybody ever from Australia.
Who's it gonna be at the line? James, no, McFadden, he got him. James McFadden wins it. He's got shoe in hand, James McFadden.
He drinks beer out of his shoe when he wins. I don't know if that's gross or amazing. Maybe both.
You ready?
Ready.
The shoey works by unlacing a really dirty race boot that never gets put in the wash and pouring a beer in it. I don't know about the taste.
You always drive around with fruit in your shoe?
Nah, old mate just gave me some sort of cocktail there to smash out of my shoe because I couldn't find a beer. What's not good about drinking beer out of a shoe?
I drink sweet too. Stink.
Honestly, the fans have loved it, and I feel like I have made more fans from doing it.
Hey, we're going to get to see a shoey today?
Let's hope so. Yeah, it's not real nice when you think about it, but we won't think about it, we'll just do it.
Day 1 at Port Royal is here. The winner of this race gets an automatic placement and punches their ticket in the Tuscarora 50 on Saturday night. If you want to have a chance at the big one, you'll have to get the win right now.
You got it now?
Here we go, Chase. We're going to wind them up and turn them loose for a hot lap session number 1. Brent Marks, no stranger to victory lane here at the Speed Palace.
There goes McFadden right to the top, 15,542. The only driver that finished top 10 in all 10 West Coast races with High Limit Racing goes to the top.
Rico Abreu coming off the biggest paying win of his career. Can he keep that momentum coming into this weekend's event?
Brad Sweet goes to the top in the 49. Brad Sweet up to the second position at 15,601. Corey Day is up to the 4th spot at 16,561. So Corey Day, the 14, the fastest so far. Oh, maybe an issue for Marks here on the front straightaway.
So Marks off the pace going into turn 1, but the checkered flag is out.
And Brent Marks is heading back to the trailer, so possibly an engine issue there that they're going to need to fix before he gets back out for qualifying.
This is a long night to begin with, and with you possibly having to change engines before Packers Concessions qualifying, your night even got longer in this one.
What is the problem? The lower panels. We'll get them later.
A lot of cars with issues here as we now begin with Capital Custom Trailers qualifying. First lap for Sunshine is going to be second quick, 15,742. McFadden is 14th quick at 15,970. And McFadden into the top 10.
It's the only bit that's sketchy is that stick it into 3. I think if you can stay stuck enough to there, you're off.
Hopefully you can hear me. You can probably see on the drone right now, they have just backed Brent Marks' number 19 out of the Murray Marks hauler. They've already got the old engine out of it. It is a complete power plant swap. The old engine coming out, new one going in. Jarrett Goodling, the crew member, did not give me much info, just explained it is a full engine swap.
In this situation, you can't take a chance. I mean, maybe we could fix it in a few minutes. It might take 2 hours, so you just got to change it and go on.
Supposed to see Brent Marks about 4 cars ago, and we do not see that car in the infield as of yet. Now I see him rolling towards the track right now. And we'll see if he will fire off from there and go to the green. That is going to be the case. So Brent Marks is going to get underway now. He does miss his spot in the position there. He did make it within 2 groups of cars, so he will not be penalized in any fashion. He did make it on time.
I did get a chance to ask him if it was a complete blow up like what Lance Deweese told us.
We should have had a stopwatch going, because that was a very quick engine change. They changed the motor probably within 15 minutes, probably less than that. How about that?
So 18 cars going 12 laps. The top 4 will transfer to the back of tonight's main event. This should be interesting to see who misses out and who makes it into the show. A lot of good cars. Mike Wagner will lead the field to the green flag in the B main. Marks trying to make his way forward after an engine change. Made his night a little bit tougher here during hot laps earlier on.
Here comes Danny Dietrich. Dietrich looking to take second away from Austin Bishop. He will do that off the corner, number 4. Brent Marks still trying to advance his position throughout the field.
Dietrich with no issues up front, enjoying a 2.1 second lead the last time by over Austin Bishop. Dietrich comes off a 4. He'll get the win in tonight's B main event. Second will go to Austin Bishop. Third to Aaron Reitzel, and fourth goes to Mike Wagner.
I can't wait to get the stupid out. I can't wait to get the stupid.
Running the race team, being a car owner, it's a lonely position. There's really nobody you can lean on. As much as you want to try to get away from it, you're never away from it. And it's not a normal 9-to-5 job where you're able to just kind of leave work at work and go home and deal with it tomorrow, and whatever happens, happens. This is our life. This is what we do. So that makes it that much more difficult, but I'm just gonna come away stronger because of it.
Are you scared? This thing will give you whiplash, man. We're back. Right. I'll sit here. We're gonna put our seatbelt on. Right, who can we see? I can see Big Cat and Jacob Allen. Can you see Jacob Allen? My entire life, my social life and my work life, my mothering life is currently all based around a sprint car schedule that I have absolutely no control over. So it definitely plays a big role. There's Dad, can we wave? Hey, Dad! When James races, I am generally not too nervous unless he is leading a race. It's like the stakes amplify or the potential for disappointment is higher. I don't know what it is, but that's probably the main time I get nervous.
When I put my helmet on, like, there isn't a better race car driver than me. That's kind of what you have to think. Sprint car racing, to me, there is no hiding. So there is no hiding from, if you have no talent, you're just not going to go fast in a sprint car.
It is time to light the fires and kick the tires here at the Port Royal Speedway, and night number 1 of the Tuscarora 50 weekend is green.
The coolest thing about sprint car racing is you can't buy success.
Abreu across the nose of the 39M car, and Rico Abreu is going to lead lap 1 on night 1 of the Tuscarora 50. Sweet made the pass on Tyler Courtney the last lap, and now Sweet's up into the 3rd position. So Brad Sweet looking very good here tonight.
I think everything needs a little bit of a villain, and you know, the promoter in me loves to feed into it.
Brad Sweet looking for a slider. He's got the spot in turn number 2. Move Brad Sweet up to 2nd. The Durst Dice Roll driver trying to make it happen again here tonight.
You see me kind of searching around, and I kind of find a line where I enter out in one out in the middle, and I'm able to come low and really get the back straightaway speed built up.
Brad Sweet drives it in deep, up the racetrack, takes the lead off at turn number 4.
All of a sudden, the speed was there.
Wow, McFadden really did not let Brad Sweet go by very easily right there.
And then it allowed me to kind of get back in the groove, and we were gaining momentum.
Brad Sweet trying to end one of the longest dry spells in his professional sprint car career. 112 days, 35 races. May 16th, the last win, but he gets it done tonight at Port Royal Speedway. The Durst Dice Roll has been claimed again. Brad Sweet wins it. Abreu 2nd, Macri 3rd, Wagner 4th, and Tyler Courtney ends up in 5th.
Yeah, tough night. Seemed to struggle here the last few times we've been here, so we've try and have a different outlook at it tomorrow and try something else. But to me, it's pretty surreal. Like, this is my dream to be over here racing, and then to have my boy over here, you know, hanging out and being a part of it. And, you know, he gets to do cool like hanging up on a Ferris wheel watching Port Royal. Like, not many kids are ever going to say that. So yeah, I'm just fortunate enough that we can do it together. And like I said, he's everything. Racing cars in circles doesn't mean much when he's around.
Brad Sweet, you're recording it right now. That little right here. His brother-in-law is way better than him. And his sister's hot. And his sister's hot, yes!
Brad's a badass because he just doesn't care. He doesn't care that you don't like him. He doesn't care that he wins. He doesn't care what you say. As long as he's proving that he's good, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you don't like it, because there's other people that do.
I was talking a little smack this week about we were going to come in and take the Posse's money, so really cool to get a win here at Port Royal.
To let roll off his shoulders the way he does, and to get in that car for one, and to put his head down and race with everything that goes on behind the scenes, yeah, he's a badass.
I'll give him tell them to find me later. They're about little as put that on TV.
What do you like about her?
She's super duper cute.
Super duper cute. Here, both of you, same time, kiss. There we go.
He's actually shocked me a lot with her. He's very, very hands-on with her. She had a doctor's appointment this morning, and I was like, you don't have to go, I can have my mom go, you gotta go to the track. And he goes, I'm not missing that. He goes, the track can wait, the racing can wait. He goes, I'm gonna go with you. I wanna be a part of it every step of the way.
How's Bailey? How's the whole birth thing?
Easier than we could have ever imagined.
So Brent Marks describes childbirth as easy.
No, don't do that.
You heard it here on High Limit.
Man, a few words. Yes, until you make him mad.
I can't wait to get this piece of out.
When I see him out on the track, I sort of see myself there, because he is me, really. But yeah, I'm definitely proud of him.
Bye, we're gonna film you later.
You know, having a kid, having a baby a couple days ago is a big deal. I mean, I feel like that's a little bit of momentum for him, honestly, and that's momentum off the track. I think we could see Brent Marks get one of the wins this weekend, and maybe it'll be the big one on Saturday.
My wife had a hard time with the ending of her pregnancy, and was in a lot of pain, so just worrying about her all the time. So there was a lot weighing on my mind, but it is really important for a team like mine to gain a charter, and we are committed to doing that.
Sometimes you got to get beaten down to get back up and be stronger.
Coming across the flag stand now from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, number 19. That's Brent Marks.
It's your first fair, isn't it, buddy?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Lap number 1 for Tyler Courtney is going to be fit quick at 15:266.
This is a really tough track. I think this might be the toughest track in the country we go to. So we're feeling pretty positive with how we've ran recently, so we'll see how it goes.
Can you wibble wobble like jelly?
Now, a guy that hasn't hit the track at Port Royal, but has hit a lot of the food stands here over the last couple of nights, is our friend Tony LaPorta. Tony, how many turkey dinners are you up to on the week so far? Tony, you got to turn your microphone on. That's how it works. You got to hit the button that says on, and then flip the switch.
Lap number 1 for Abreu to the top, 15:744.
When my car starts to feel that uncomfortable balance, you gotta react fast when you catch lap traffic and understand, you gotta zig when they zag, and you can think about all this, but the race will play out so much differently tonight, and you're gonna forget about last night just like that.
Side by side for 4th off of turn number 2. McFadden tries to run the bottom. He'll get by Aaron Reitzel down the back straightaway.
Now let's see what Brad Sweet can do. He will rip the lip corner 2 and for the lead. Does he get it into 3? Brownie with another run. They're side by side.
Never give up in dirt racing. You keep trying things until you find the right setup. And honestly, on the first night, it feels good just to kind of get that established setup. Gives us some confidence going into the rest of the weekend.
What's up? After I'm done. I gotta work. He's 5. That's all. I'm 31.
I look at my position with High Limit as a mouthpiece, right? A representative for every driver, every team, every car in the pit area.
You feeling good though?
I'm in the hunt.
There you go. Remember, just 13 days ago, Brian Brown having an emergency appendectomy. He's on the verge of defending his Tuscarora 50 title.
I try to walk through the pits to hear the stories that these guys have that you're not going to get through just watching them race.
I moved down to the inside. I checked in with James McFadden. I said, what are you thinking about? He goes, that's a lovely Ferris wheel up there above turn number 1.
You tell the funny, you tell the weird, you tell the cool, and you tell the relatable stories.
Can we hold hands?
Yeah, you and I can hold hands, James, okay? You ready? Good luck, all right?
And I try to come up with the stuff that's going to make you relate to them and go, I want to be a fan of that guy. That is somebody that I can relate to, and that's someone who I'm going to cheer on the rest of the season.
Port Royal Speedway. We got them racked. We got them stacked. Let's go racing off of turn number 4. We are green.
The night before the 50 is underway. And I'm telling you right now, Anthony Macri is closing in on Aaron Reitzel at a rapid pace.
Macri's up on the wall. He's upside down, big time barrel rolling down the back straightaway. Wow, that one hurts.
I mean, I'll run if I have to. Yeah, I'm gonna hustle over there.
Anthony Macri getting upside down on the back straightaway. And there he is, Anthony Macri climbing out.
Anthony Macri is out of that 39M. That's the best news possible. First of all, are you okay?
Yeah, I guess so. I haven't taken a ride like that in a long time, so I'm sure I'll be sore tomorrow.
Coming to the restart, Reitzel, Whittle, and Sweet back to green.
Pace starts to quicken.
Sugar down and ask Danny how many times he wants to switch lanes on straightaway.
Going into the Tusky 50 weekend, who was going to win these races? Was it going to be the High Rollers? Was it going to be the Posse? Tonight, it's neither. The Invaders get one. Aaron Reitzel wins night 2 of the Tuscarora 50.
I love the booze. I appreciate the fans either way, but I think we should all do ourselves a favor and this country a favor and vote for Donald Trump.
It was just a struggle tonight, and it just gets really frustrating whenever you try to get yourself better, but you actually make yourself worse, and we're just missing it right now. So we'll just keep working on it, come back with a different game plan, and just figure out what's really going on with our whole program, because we're just really off right now, and we're definitely a lot better than what we are.
The cars that were in front of you were literally 8th through 16th.
I know. This sprint car racing sucks anymore. It's not even fun. Just everybody thinks they know better than we do and try to change everything, and it just makes things worse.
We're here for the 57th annual Tuscarora 50.
a 50-lap endurance race that will test the cars, the drivers, and every team out there. It'll be a struggle to get the cars across the finish line, but whoever does will win $50,000.
Stutz and Heimbach off of turn number 4, and we're underway in heat race number 1.
Corey Day has found something at the top side of the racetrack as he will take the second spot at the line, and Lance DeWeese will win heat race number 4.
Here's the white flag, 1 to go as Rico tries to ruin the PA Posse's redraw sweep as he works down the backstretch for the final time. Macri going to try and fight back to the outside, and he's going to thread the needle right there around the outside. Oh, Brad Sweet's around in turn 1. Brad Sweet's into the wall. Something broke on the car getting into the first corner.
This crowd is not too heartbroken to see Brad Sweet on the hook. Crazy as Brad Sweet.
They're going to have to do some work on that car to get him back out for tonight's main event.
The format stated the winner from the first night and the second night are guaranteed spots 19 and 20. So once we didn't make it out of the heat, we just basically fell back onto the win, getting us in.
Who are going to be the final 4 drivers to make it into the 57th running of the Tuscarora 50?
My mindset going into tonight's race is pretty positive. We're in a great position already for tonight, so I know we can go out there and win this race.
Brent Marks, the 2015 Tuscarora 50 champion, trying to battle with the most recent winner of this race. But here comes Brent Marks. He's getting things wound up on the top of the racetrack within 3 car lengths of Brian Brown down the back straightaway.
Yeah, returning champ, unfortunately, that doesn't mean anything coming in tonight. They don't give you any extra bonuses or don't give you any head starts. You have to earn everything here at Port Royal. Hopefully contend for another Tuscarora 50 tonight.
Brian Brown pulls the trigger, now puts Lucas Wolf on the bubble spot. Brent Marks has lost some ground to these guys. He's 10 car lengths behind Lucas Wolf, but he's still got some time. 4 laps to go for Troy Wogman up front as Brent Marks is driving it for all it's worth off the corner.
If something's going wrong or we're not succeeding the way I had hoped or I think we should, there's only one person to look at, and that's myself in the mirror.
Brent Marks on the top, Austin Bishop off the bottom. 3-car battle for the last transfer spot down the back straightaway.
Here comes Brent Marks off of corner number 4, and he will go right into that final transfer spot.
Corey Eliason finishes up in second. Brian Brown third, and fourth goes to the 19 of Brent Marks. So we do have some breaking news after tonight's B main. There was some tech inspection done to look at the tires, the right rear tires on the car, to make sure that they were marked by Kubota High Limit Racing officials. And unfortunately for Brent Marks, he did not have a marked tire. He is not going to finish in that 4th position. It will now be promoted to Lucas Wolf. And so Brent Marks has been penalized for that, and he will not be in that last transfer spot here tonight.
You have 1 provisional and obviously you're normal.
Hey, who's making a call on this tire?
Provisional? Okay.
Well, we're confused as well. They told us that we have to run the Marks tire and we ran the heat in, which we did not. But Bud, the tire guy, was told that we didn't have to run the tire with the Marks dot on it.
I wasn't at the driver's meeting, but they were told you have to run the tire that was marked in qualifying for the B as well as the A. So that's where Brent got caught out.
I have a damaged tire. I know. I tried showing it to them. They said, "Oh, because
This is what happens when you hire somebody who don't know what to look at."
So they DQ'd us. So now they said that we can have a provisional, we can run for points, but we will make no money at it.
Nobody come and check my tire.
Yeah.
I had mine on, but nobody come and said
parked all the way in the back, and he just drove all the way down there right away. I mean, I was frustrated because, you know, we sat up there and ready to go on the racetrack for over 10 minutes, and they have officials up there, and nobody said anything, and that's what I was frustrated about. That honestly just didn't feel like they were doing their job. And double-edged sword, I guess. You know, we didn't do our jobs, and they didn't. I feel like they didn't do theirs either. So it's just struggle right now.
So many views for that. You're welcome.
The name of the game tonight, 50 laps. Get to that right around halfway point, fuel stop. They can do anything they want on the race cars except change tires.
50 laps is actually too long for the amount of fuel that we can carry on our cars. So you kind of know going into the race, it's almost like 2 different races. So it's 2 25-lap races essentially. This year we were all just trying to make it to the end.
It's scary, but I also, I know I have a tougher shell because of watching my husband do it for 20-something years. And I feel the same way about Corey. I'm confident in his abilities. And I know that there's a go and a stop pedals, and they're smart enough to use them.
It is time to light the fires and kick the tires here at the 56th running of the Tuscarora 50, and we are underway at Port Royal.
Chase Dietz and Tyler Courtney, everybody continues on. Lance DeWeese shows the way down the back straightaway. Freddie Raymer quickly from 4th into the 2nd spot, getting by TJ Stutz. He rounds out the top 3, then it's Rico Abreu and Logan Wagner, the top 5.
Looking to go 3.
Oh, upside down, big time.
Upside down in corner number 4. The red flag is out. That is going to be the 14 of Corey Day.
And that car is mangled.
That was a tough week for the crew. I knew the track, it was dead slick all day, way slicker than it was the nights before. I mean, I'm not gonna pass as many cars on the bottom as I would on the top, so I was gonna go rip the top as hard as I could. You just gotta get in the mindset of drive as hard as you can, pass as many cars, and then get into the rubber. As soon as I entered the corner, just death slid and backed it up into the wall, and that was it.
Corey Day right there as well in the thick of a very, very important championship battle with the high-stakes charter system as well. Got to be in the top 5 in points, and this is going to hurt pretty bad for Corey Day when it comes to that aspect of this race.
You know, you can never show up to the racetrack defeated. I was just disappointed that, 1, our changes worked, but they didn't really get to show that they worked because I stepped on it, and 2, that it took us 3 nights to finally make a change that worked great. So that was a little bit of my disappointment.
We go to the green, the jock stripe, we're back underway, the Tuscarora 50.
Worst nightmare for a race or race director when the first guy blows and it's like 2 or 3 laps to go, because sometimes you get in this routine where they all start blowing because there's only so much tire, and it's like we were lucky just to make it.
Might see a new race leader the next time by at the start-finish line. Abreu within 2 car lengths down the back straightaway. DeWeese going to take his 12 car back to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. Rico going to run the middle. Who's going to have the race lead up in turn number 4? Looks like DeWeese has still got it, but Abreu's car is coming to life.
Our tanks are only 28 to 33 gallons, and we burn about a gallon a lap if you really break it down. So the way the surface was that night, it was really abrasive on the tires, you know, so you kind of had to be in position to manage that tire wear by sliding the tires more than usual on that slick surface.
Rico to the outside. He will take the lead and be our new leader with 35 laps to go. And the caution flag is going to come out. This is going to be the mandatory break here at the halfway point.
So here comes all the crews coming onto the racetrack, and they have 3 minutes to put fuel in them and make any kind of adjustments they want besides changing that tire.
I don't know if I'm going to have to be able to move around. That's my biggest thing. Okay. But if Macri ain't making it work, then I don't know.
Dude, his tires are done. You don't have to worry about him. 69's the only guy that's going to be able to come. He's been hanging back, saving all them other guys behind you are done. Like, they're burning off. Oh, bad. They're probably going to try to blow them first and get back out.
At the halfway break, my team told me that my tires were super bald compared to like everyone else's. So it had me in a little panic.
When you get it right and you get it to like center where you're pointing down here, you're ripping.
Yeah. I just told them, just get me in position, and you know, I felt confident enough to finish it off.
Well, I'm just so tight, I can't turn it. I mean, we're making a swing at it. Put 3/4 turn in the right front. I mean, it's like this and just sliding.
We're
catching back up.
Guys, quick update. Rico Abreu discussing with Ricky Warner, and that's because no changes coming on that shoprico.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final 25 laps coming at you. Rico Abreu already out to a 1.5 second lead.
So if TJ can stay close when they get the traffic and his car is that good, maybe he can become a factor for the win here tonight at the Tuscarora 50.
Rico Abreu is out to a straightaway lead and then some in this one. You gotta start to worry about that with that big of a lead. How much tire is he using up?
He's gotta know that he's got a pretty good lead. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody throwing some hand signals or something to him.
Trying to tell him to slow the down. Wearing tires, we just gotta try to keep our tires on the car.
Now Lance Deweese off the pace in corner number 2. Lance Deweese comes to a stop.
Blown right rear. 1 lap to go for Rico Abreu. Can the tire hang on for another half mile around the Speed Palace? If it does, it would be his first ever Port Royal Speedway win. It would be his 3rd win in 8 days. It would be a win worth $60,000 with the Durst dice roll money coming off of turn number 4. How about it? First time Tuscarora 50 winner Rico Abreu gets the job done.
I was fixed.
He's a first-time Port Royal Speedway winner and a first-time Tuscarora 50 winner. How about it, Pennsylvania? It's Rico Abreu.
I was pumped. You know, the tire made it. The wheel did its job.
As a series owner, I want our guys to win the big races as much as possible.
That was a race that probably meant the most to me out of all of them I've ever won, just because of the amount of times I feel that race has been taken away from me.
You know, it helps show how good our series is and how good the talent in our series is. You go to those regions and beat the toughest competition you can beat.
Winning in Pennsylvania is always extra special. And it being a high limit race, I mean, you can't beat that. You're racing in Posse land and with high limit.
For $57,000, the winner is Rico Abreu!
We are lost right now, I'll be honest with you, but turned a bad night into a semi-decent night, gained some valuable points, I feel like, but it's just struggle right now. The highlight of this week was my daughter Jocelyn being born, so seeing them's gonna make me happy and give me the motivation and the drive to work on this thing and fix it, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do.
You do take it for granted, and you take the results like tonight to heart a lot, you know. It's our job, obviously, it's how we put food on the table, but at the end of the day, you lose sight of that it's still a dream of anyone to go race a sprint car around the track, and it does get you down. It's a pretty big roller coaster of a sport to be a part of.
I really didn't care who won if I didn't win it, so it didn't matter. But yeah, it's just another series, and it's just another traveling group that we don't want to win in here.
I just kind of chalked it up as tonight we're going to finish the race, we're going to roll it in the box, and we're going to move on as a race team, and I'm going to keep winning championships, and I'm going to keep talking a little along the way, and I've earned that right, and honestly, we're going to keep outperforming our competitors on both sides. I can get knocked down, but I'm not going to lose.
With almost bald tires, Rico Abreu gets another high-profile win on the high limit circuit. Overall, a disappointing weekend for the PA Posse, but Brent Marks managed to move from 5th to 4th in the overall leaderboard at the expense of James McFadden. Brad Sweet didn't get the win, but still remains at the top of the point standings. The rest of the high rollers get another chance to close the gap next week when they travel to the fastest track in America, Eldora Speedway.
So Eldora for me, just one of the most badass places on earth, really.
We are free!
I was always the guy that just stood on the gas and didn't think about what I was doing.
It's been hard adjusting to wing sprint car racing. I spent 15 years racing non-wing sprint cars.
You look at the race last night, that was true racing. That was guys just laying it all on the line.